Hey, this is Jaszy with modernhippiemag.com, your online source for hip, healthy, conscious green living and environmental sustainability. Once again, we're in the kitchen with Natalia of Glowing Temple, and I gotta tell you, I'm extremely excited because we are making banana cacao ice cream, my all-time favorite ice cream in the entire world. So I can't tell you how excited I am that we're gonna do this. And again, no cooking.
No cooking, no dairy. It's a really simple recipe. It's something that, as long as you have a food processor at home, which I highly recommend, you can make this up really fast. It's like when dessert can't wait, make it.
Very cool. Okay, so what are you going to have me do today?
All right, well, the only thing you would want to have prepared ahead of time is peeled and frozen your bananas. So that's going to give us our great ice cream base. Sweet. So we're just going to slice them really thin. So just about 1/4 inch would be great. So if you want to slice those up, you can go ahead.
Perfect.
We're also going to do a nice mix-in for this, and that's where the chocolate comes in. Yeah, so I'm going to grab over here, and I can start mixing this up.
That seems to make a really nice combination, bananas and chocolate.
Oh, the best. Yeah, I can just chocolate cover all those right now. So I've got a 1/2 cup of cold pressed coconut oil, and I use a lot of coconut oil. I love it. You know, a lot of people get wrapped up in the fact that it's a fat and think like, ooh, I don't want too much fat in my diet, but coconut oil actually boosts your metabolism and can actually help in losing weight. And it's also a really nice way to get a nice cleansing. It's antimicrobial, antiviral, antifungal. So for anyone who has any issues with like a candida or something like that,
really?
It's actually really cleansing for that. Yeah, so I love to use it, desserts, savory things. And I love the science of it where it's liquid at 76 degrees and solid below that. So when we toss it in the ice cream, you're gonna see a little science happen and it's gonna harden up. And we're gonna save some for the top as well, so it's gonna be pretty cool.
Love it.
So I've also got my cacao powder. That's 6 tablespoons of cacao powder. I have 3 tablespoons of cacao nibs for a nice crunch.
Which are very beneficial nutritionally.
Tons of antioxidants. You know, this hasn't been roasted at all, so it's really gonna have a lot more benefit than something that's been processed. So I'm gonna grab a little whisk. And we're gonna sweeten it up with some honey.
When you said frozen, you weren't just whistling.
No. Yeah, you want them nice and frozen. You know, if you do this with a non-frozen banana, you're gonna basically be making a pudding.
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Not bad at all, but you know, it's hot here.
Right.
I want my ice cream. All right. So I'll whisk this together, get all the lumps out, mix everything nice. Smart girl would have used a bigger bowl, but I'm gonna divide mine in half because we're gonna use half to mix in and half to top. All right. Wow. So this is great. So we're gonna get these right in the food processor. I have my S blade in, which is pretty much your standard food processor blade. And the riper your bananas are when you freeze them, the sweeter it's gonna be. I add a little bit of honey. We'll add that once it starts to process. It's not really necessary, you know, if your bananas are really, really ripe, but these were, you know, these were ripe, but not to the brown spottiness. So I usually add a little bit to make it a nice sweet dessert.
And so what's the serving size for?
Depends who you are.
One.
I would say about 2. You could probably divide it between 3.
Yeah, if you're being generous.
Yeah. If it's your dinner, you know, this is a good one serving. I'm also gonna put in the seeds of half a vanilla bean, and I love to show how to scrape the seeds out because it's something that a lot of people ask me, like, you know, if you're using a high-powered blender or something, you can just throw the whole thing right in, but the food processor won't be able to really break up the pod. So I'm only going to use a half for this recipe, and you can just split it down the middle, and then you just kind of open it up. You can see inside, you know, this is where they make that beautiful like vanilla extract. All of these are just the little tiny, tiny seeds from the vanilla bean, and it's full of millions and millions of them.
Wow.
So, you know, you can really go right straight to the source. You don't really need to go to one of those extracts for it.
Very
How
cool.
much? I'll just put that right on the bananas, and we can start processing this. Just kind of keep breaking up the clump. But it's real pretty now. You can see it's speckled with the tiny vanilla bean seeds. I'm gonna add my honey in now too. Because once it's all whipped up, you don't want to keep processing it because it'll just start to melt and melt. So just a little honey, sweeten it up.
And so just paying attention to the consistency so that you don't get it too melted and too soft.
Exactly. You could even leave some chunks of banana if you really like it that way. I just like mine really smooth. So. Perfect. So you could just eat it like this, straight up. It's beautiful. You don't even need the vanilla. You don't even need the honey. And you could have a really fast, simple, and also fat-free dessert, which is really nice, you know, if you care. But I'm going to add this mix in. Little chocolate, coconut oil, sweetness. We'll just kind of add it right to the top. So we can give it a nice quick pulse.
Just the aroma is amazing.
I know, that's what I love about this food. It's just so fresh and so flavorful. We'll just do like, and we'll stop there. Because we don't want to make like a chocolate ice cream, we're just trying to make a swirl. So you can see it kind of like made chips and serve it up. It's just perfect right now. You know, you want to eat this kind of as soon as you can. Because you don't want it really melting. I know, right? And the other thing, it doesn't freeze as well as, you know, if you wanted to eat it later on, it's not as good. So I love it. Fresh, you can half the recipe if it's too much, but who needs to do that? So then we're just gonna add a little bit more of this on top. Sort of like a syrup, but it'll also sort of harden a bit with that coconut oil, so it makes a little shell, which is really cool. Which I love, you know, to add a different texture.
Really? That's all?
That's all. So now you tell me. You gotta tell me how it tastes.
Oh. And we have photos, right? I want to make sure that we have a good photo before I dig in.
Yes. So see, it kind of, you know, it just
oh my goodness,
throws right on there. So you've got a really nice balance of the really soft and then crunch.
I feel like it's my birthday.
Yay!
Really?
Now you can't get any more banana flavor than that. That's the real deal.
It's so good. You should be jealous.
Make it at home. So easy, so simple, so fast.
And healthy.
Totally.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
I'm going to finish enjoying this. I can't wait until next time.
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.